Alright dudes, welcome back to another episode of Pokeclicker, and this will be the last episode for some time, at least I think so. So basically not too incredibly much has happened in between this episode and the last episode. Basically, I've done a little bit of research, and it turns out that the reason that the Pokeclicker wiki was down is because they are actually making a brand new Pokeclicker wiki based on all the previous stuff. It's not as fancy as the old one was, but it does get the job done. You can look up a bunch of stuff on here with the search bar, and basically anything you need to get from the old Pokeclicker wiki you can get from this one. So yeah, I've been using that to solve a few problems. Also, I'm missing Noah's in the game, apparently. Wait, I need to do that. But because of that, I have figured a few things out, like where to get purple shards. So let's head over to the Sinnoh region, because Sinnoh seems to be our most currently up-to-date quest that we're working on. So now we have to go talk to Azelf about the Distortion World in Lake Valor, and that is this one, because I knew that. I definitely can guess it right the first time. Azelf says a bunch of stuff about talking to Mesprit, and now I need to go get ochre shards. Okay, I'm in a place where I can get ochre shards. It's Shoal Cave, just in case you were wondering. Okay, now that we have enough ochre shards, we can go talk to Uxie in Lake Acuity, and Uxie wants me to get crimson shards. Alright, oh, I get 3 crimson shards right back to back there, so that means that I was able to complete this pretty quickly. It's not a super common drop here in Mount Coronet North, but I did get 10 of them, and now we go to Sendoff Spring to meet the Lake Trio. Wait, are they here? Oh, I need to clear Sendoff Spring first. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that one time, I guess. Alright, so now the Lake Trio is here, and they're gonna do a thing. Once I get ghost gems and a spooky plate. Aha, okay, I got a spooky plate, which means all I need to do is beat this Gyarados. Then I can sell 5 spooky plates to make up the... Oh, no. Oh, that was an unintended consequence of selling the spooky plates. Oh, that's definitely not intentional. Okay, I'm gonna battle Morty's gym on repeat here for a little bit to try and get some ghost gems to see maybe if it completes whenever I get to 500 gems, but I kind of doubt it at this point. Alright, well, I now have to get 3 more spooky plates, because I sold 3 of them. Alright, so now with the spooky plates in hand, we can go talk to Zero and send off Spring, and Zero says that they have some dialogue, and now we fight. And Zero doesn't have any Pokemon that can withstand the blows. Now I can go to the Distortion World. It wants me to catch the ruler of the Distortion World. So once we find the ruler of the Distortion World, we will have to equip our Master Balls, or be sad because it's Master Cyrus. And it is guaranteed an altered form, which we catch in the ball. Now I have to go back to Sendoff Spring and to talk to Zero, and I think he gave us a thing. If I look in my item bag, he did not give us a Grisius Orb. That is unfortunate. So I'm assuming if you get a Grisius Orb and you get guaranteed to hold it and then level it up to level 100, it will become Guarantina Origin Form. But I don't have the time to do that right now, so I'm not going to do that. But one thing that I can do is I can grab Ditto and put it into egg form. And you might see I've added another category for myself called Megas, which of course doesn't have any Pokemon with Dit in the name. But I found out that the way that you Mega Evolve Pokemon in this game is you have to get them above a certain power level. So as you can probably remember in the last episode, I got Absolite, but in order to Mega Evolve an Absol, it needs to be above 11,400 attack in order to Mega Evolve. But in the last episode, I also got Lucario. My Lucario was already pretty strong, so if you go to the Kalos region in Shalor City, you will find a Pokemart, and in this Pokemart they sell you Keystones. And so I bought as many Keystones as I could, and right now the only Pokemon that I can Mega Evolve is Lucario. So we're going to select Lucario, we're going to use Evolution Item, and now we have a Mega Lucario on our side. They also added Pure Light into the game, which is definitely how you're going to get Ultra Necrozma. It's just that there's no way to obtain it yet. I mean, I could cheat it in, but that seems a little outlandish even for me. But yeah, I don't know how many Megas are actually in the game right now. It seems like it's only the Absolite and the Lucarionite that actually work, because there's not anything anywhere else that I can do to like start a Mega. Actually, I haven't checked the calls board in a sec. Why did I go to the bulletin board in Benville Town is empty, so there's no Mega quest right now, even though I'm pretty sure they're planning to have one in the future with the Delta episode giving you a lot of the Hoenn Megas, and then something over here in Kalos to give you a lot of the Megas that were introduced in X and Y, and maybe some things in Kanto, because Let's Go was a thing. It would be a lot more convenient to introduce Mega Mewtwo and Pokemon like that in their home region. Oh, our mom's dialogue kind of implies that Zacian and Zamazenta were originally supposed to be in the Slumbering World, but I think they changed that with the quest line, so our mom's dialogue isn't exactly correct anymore. Or at least it implies it, because you don't need to be champion level to go to the Slumbering World. It's just part of the story. Alright, now that we've hatched the Ditto, we need to capture Steel types, Electric types, and defeat Olivia 10 times. Well, I'm gonna go do that real quick. So as it turns out, you can actually get Mega Abomasnow right now. I don't have enough attack on my Abomasnow yet. It needs 14.2k in order to Mega Evolve, and mine only has like 5.5k. But Mega Abomasnow is the third Mega that's available right now, and I'm pretty sure that that's it based on the wiki. But I completed the last hatch, which was hatching a bunch of electric and steel types, and now I'm ready to hatch the last Slugma egg, which will bring us on to buying 10 Master Balls. Well, I think that might be a little difficult for me at this point, but let me go ahead to Master Balls and hit 10, and looks like it only costs 3 million out of my 629 billion. So I think we can afford it. And now we have to catch Magnemite, Execute, and defeat Elite Acerola. So I'll get on top of that. Alright, I caught enough Magnemite at the power plant here in Kanto and enough Execute on Executor Island over in Alola. So now I'm going to be able to hatch one of each, even though I didn't need the Magnemite. And now I need a lot more Pokemon. We need Drowsy, Cubone, and Scyther, which is going to take me another while. Alright, we got a Scyther, a Cubone, and a Drowsy, and that completes that part of the quest. And now I need 20 Kabuto and 20 Ammonite. Ugh, no. You know what, at this point, I need something else to do. We're just gonna go to Galar and we're gonna start some of the fun stuff. First of all, being Isle of Armor, because that was the first DLC, first Sword and Shield. Seems like we have to fight Clara here. Clara starts off with the Venipede and actually has... Hold on, I needed to do all my drop. Okay, we should be fine because I applied the boost, and we have more than half of the time left in order to just beat one Galarian Slowpoke. But wow, this is a lot of health on one Pokemon. Alright, down goes Clara, and now we also have to fight Avery because we're technically playing both versions. And Avery also ends with a Galarian Slowpoke. But, you know, we have more than half the time, only 2 Pokemon, you get it. Alright, now with those two out of the way, we can move on to the Field of Honor, where we can catch a Galarian Slowpoke for ourselves, which we will evolve right now, actually, because I have both of the items, because I cheated them in. Alright, so using the Galarica Cuff, I might as well just use 10 at a time. We can evolve Galarian Slowpoke into Galarian Slowbro, and then using the Galarica Reef, we can evolve Galarian Slowpoke into Galarian Slowking. So now I have access to a lot of different places. I'm just gonna try to clear out all of these places really quick. It doesn't seem like any of the areas are gonna be like quest related, so I might as well just beat 10 Pokemon in all the places that I can. Okay, so it seems like there's 3 dungeons, those being Warm-Up Tunnel, Brawler's Cave, and Courageous Cavern. Let's just go into the Master Dojo, see if they talk about anything first. Okay, so they have a bulletin board here, and this is how we get some of the things that I've been looking for. So we have Secrets of the Jungle, which is going to get us Zarude eventually, and then we have the dojo's secret armor, which will be for Cub Fu. But let's go ahead and... Oh, Ash Ketchum is here now. Let's go ahead and talk to Mustard, and Mustard will say some things, and now we're going to fight. Alright, and down goes Dojo Mustard. And now Mustard wants to talk to us again, and he's got to defeat some of the Slowpokes. Oh, we have to catch Galarian Slowpokes. Okay. Let me go ahead and talk to Ash Ketchum, and apparently now we need to go back to Glimwood Tangle, where we can find Coco, who's another character from the Zarude movie. Oh, and apparently there is a Zarude roaming around the Isle of Armor somewhere. Well, I'll keep my eye out, but I'm gonna go ahead and clear each one of these caverns once really quickly. Alright, so I did that last thing for the Meltan quest where I had to do 30 layers of the underground and those other Pokemon. And let me tell you how mentally draining it is to do 30 layers of the underground whenever you have fully maxed out the underground, because there are going to be a max of 8 items in this underground, which takes so much energy. I can't even tell you how bad it was. But we got past that point, and I've also done 20 Anorith Leaps and Aerodactyls, and now I just need to defeat Champion Hao one time. And hopefully that will grant me a Meltan at some point in the near future, because I am ready to be done with this quest. Also, I caught a Zarude roaming off camera, and I think that's really the only thing. We defeat Hao's Decidueye, and now we have to go defeat Rainbow Rock. What? Also says that now we have to catch 400 Meltan and Alola and defeat Rainbow Rocket leader Giovanni. So this has opened up a whole new thing for us to do. Look, there's Meltan on all the different routes now. I'm assuming that this is going to be a fairly normal spawn for Meltan, as no other Meltans come across the screen. Oh, I also have to catch all of them, which means I need to have... Oh, this is horrible. I need to have my Pokeballs on for every Pokemon. Okay, well, we're gonna deal with that later. Let's go see about this Rainbow Rocket situation that's going on. Actually, maybe I need to click on these guys. Yeah, I need to click on the grunts. We got a dude with a Weezing here. He's pretty tough. We turn on all our things. I also found out that turning on all of the flutes increases your Pokemon attack for some reason. I don't know why. Because if I turn on the shiny flute, it buffs the number up and then it goes back down whenever I turn it off. But so it's actually better for you if I have all the flutes on all the time, but I don't know why. Because it doesn't seem like it boosts your achievement bonus to have all of them on at the same... Oh, there goes that guy. It doesn't seem like it buffs your achievement bonus, so I don't really know why that works, but I guess I'll take all the damage that I can get. Okay, down goes that person. I'm just gonna turn off all the flutes because it seems a little ridiculous to have them all on at one time, except for these. Well, I'll turn the red one off too. Okay, so now we need to talk to Aether Branch Chief Baba. Where's Faba? Is he in Aether Found? Oh yeah, he actually is. We have to fight Faba. Faba's probably gonna be a pretty easy fight here. I'll just click to make it go a little bit faster. Okay, we defeat Chief Faba, and now we get to fight Aqua leader Archie and Magma leader Maxie. But I also noticed, is this area a little bit more blue than it was before? It is. It now has a new hat Pikachu here that I didn't catch for some reason. Or was that always just there? Maybe? Oh, it's Pikachu with the world cap. Okay. Updated to the Gen 8 anime. I don't know if we're supposed to get that farther along the line somewhere else. Maybe in a different quest. But we have it now, so that's great. Let's go ahead and fight Archie. Archie's got probably like basically the same exact team, except he might have... well, he's probably got Kyogre at the very end. Alright, he does end with Kyogre. And Team Aqua Archie goes down, and now we get to fight Maxie from the other version. And Maxie's gonna have a pretty similar team, but probably be ending with Groudon. Alright, Maxie does end Groudon, and now we're done with that fight. But now we get to fight Cyrus, who I wonder if they're going to be using both Palkia and Dialga. But considering that they have 6 Pokemon, they definitely have a space to fill out on their team here. Okay, Cyrus's main Pokemon was Weavile, so now we are leading into a Dialga. And if my theory is correct, once we defeat this Dialga, we will also be fighting Palkia, who's got a lot of HP, but also in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of HP anymore, since we've already blown through this region and the region after this. But now you get to fight Lysander. Lysander, of course, has got that Mega Gyarados. But does Lysander actually have Xerneas? Oh, well, I guess he does have Xerneas and Yveltal, at least in this version of the fight. I'm just kind of curious to think about why Lysander never put Xerneas and Yveltal in a Master Ball in the first place. But whatever's whatever. Now I get to fight Ghetsis, who's, let's be honest, probably one of the cooler team leaders. Ghetsis' ace is Hydreigon. So now does he have both? No, he has Zekrom and Reshiram. I thought he might have both of the Kyurem forms in order to sort that out, but probably in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon he had Zekrom or Reshiram, so that makes a bit more sense. Now we get to fight Team Rainbow leader Giovanni, who has his old gym team, or he used to be the ground type gym leader if you didn't know that. Gonna be going in with Nidoqueen, all Gen 1 Pokemon. I believe after this he has Rhydon, or maybe Rhyperior, in order to... He finally figured out about that Protector, but now he has both forms of Mega Mewtwo. That's kinda nutty. It would be nice if we got the Mega Stones or Mewtwo after this. It would be kinda fitting, but nah, we didn't get it. But that's okay though. Alright, so now I need to catch 399 more Meltans. In order to do that, I need to catch every Pokemon that I see on a route for a very long time. You know what? We're not gonna do that in this episode, not by a long shot. All right, so let's head back over to the Galar region to work on another one of our quests. In the Glimwood Tangle, we can talk to Coco. Coco will say a bunch of things, and now we can fight the Zarude tribe. And the Zarude tribe might be a little tricky because this is actually a post-game area based on the Isle of Armor, so if our combat power is not high enough, we won't be able to pass this. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Time Flute just to give us a little bit more time to beat this. We need to be halfway through this Zarude by the time that the timer moves past the middle bit of the screen, and clearly we have a lot of time to waste. Once I reactivate my drugs. Okay, so this is just a team of 5 Zarudes, which, I mean, power to them. I thought they might include, like, Dada Zarude, and I think there's a few different forms of Zarude. I don't know all the names of them, but they're clearly very angry. Alright, now what does Coco have to say? Oh, there's another bunch of Zarudes coming in that we have to fight. Oh boy. Oh, this time there's 6. Alright, down goes the 6th Zarude, at least of this pack, and now we can fight another tribe of Zarudes, which is another 6 Zarudes, so that'll be 17 Zarudes that I've defeated on this day. At least. Alright, and finally down goes the last Zarude, and now we need to talk to Coco, and Coco wants me to go talk to Ash, I believe, yeah. Alright, so where is Ash? Is Ash just chilling over here in the dojo? He is, he's back telling me about how I'm his strongest rival. We're gonna fight now. Starting off with partner Cap Pikachu. This is really gonna be his Journeys team with his Sirfetch'd. I honestly think Ash's Journeys team is like one of his best teams, if not the best team ever. I mean, sure, you could trade out Pokemon like Charizard and Ash Greninja, but in terms of like raw power, he did pretty good this round. Got himself a Pseudo, got himself Mr. Fish, one of the most broken Pokemon introduced in Gen 8 with Fish's Friend. The Sirfetch'd is, you know, not as great, but yeah, you know. He does have a Gigantamax Gengar, though. And a Mega Lucario, wow. Alright, they just full on gave him what he had. Fair enough. Alright, so now it wants us to go back to the Glimwood Tangle, and we can talk Coco, and now we have to fight Zarude in its Dada form in order to get Dada Zarude. Well, it doesn't say that we get Dada Zarude, I'm just kind of assuming that we're gonna get it. Alright, and down falls Dada Zarude, and now we gotta talk to Ash Ketchum, and now we have to fight Flowering Celebi? Is this a thing? I guess this is a thing. I don't remember this from the movie, but I guess it's here. Alright, it seems like we are pretty safely able to beat Flowering Celebi, and we actually capture Flowering Celebi because the Master Ball icon came up, so I guess there's that. Now I can talk to Coco again, and Coco says that now we can go to Zarude Village, where we can buy a Zarude Dada form for $500,000, and I can do that because I have more than $500,000, let's just say. So now we have a Dada Zarude, and that completes that quest line. So we can go back to the Master Dojo, and we can talk to Mustard to progress the Isle of Armor DLC story, since I caught 6 Slowpoke, I believe was the thing that he wanted me to do. And now wants me to talk to Mustard again and get more things to do. And now I get to go talk to Clara and Avery somewhere. Oh, they're in warm-up tunnel. Alright, I'm assuming Clara and Avery want to fight because of the mushrooms, but let's fight and steal our mushrooms. Yeah, not that makes much difference, but I just realized that I didn't have my Rocky helmet on, so I wasn't doing max damage, but in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. And now we can fight Avery, who is probably using basically the same thing as before. Alright, and with that completed, we can go back and talk to Mustard, telling him about how we robbed those 2 other kids of their mushrooms. And now we gotta go talk to Clara and Avery in the master. Oh, of course they're right here. Clara and Avery say a couple things, and now I have permission to go to the battle court where we get to fight Clara and Avery again, but this time they lead with Skorupi, or at least Clara does. Clara be using them poison types, like Galarian Wheezing, for example. Very cool, very cool. Alright, so has Clara evolved her... Oh, yep, she has evolved her Galarian Slowpoke into Galarian Slowbro, and down goes Galarian Slowbro with a good amount of time left, but now we also have to fight Avery on the map, and Avery leaves with Galarian Ponyta. Guys, I didn't play through Sealed, so I never got to see a lot of Avery's team, but it does surprise me that he has a Swoobat. I know he's a Psychic type trainer, but that feels a little random. Alright, and Avery also has Galarian Slowbro, but down goes the Galarian Slowbro, and now we need to talk to Mustard again, and Mustard says a bunch of things. I think we just got a Cubfu. No, we need to catch a Cubfu. Where? Oh, Cubfu. Cubfu, whoa, this guy is a heckin' tank. Oh wait, I just realized some of my buffs wore off. Whoopsie doopsie. I mean, we're still winning the fight, but now this is just gonna win me the fight quicker. Alright, and down goes Cubfu. 100% chance to catch. I wonder if you failed that, would you have to fight the Cubfu again? I mean, hopefully not, but I did use a Master Ball. Alright, and now Mustard is probably going to give me access to the towers, or do we have to fight Mustard again? We have to defeat Dark-type Pokemon and Water-type. Well, Water-types are going to be easy. I can just hang out here in the ocean for a bit. Trying to think if there's a place that I can battle both Dark and Water-type Pokemon, and there's not really, like, a lot of Dark trainers. I mean, maybe Archie uses, like, a Crawdaunt at some point. Or both. Actually, no. Archie uses both, Archie uses Sharpedo. I should just go fight Archie a bunch of times. Actually, no, that's not feasible because there's not, like, a repeatable Archie fight. I would have to go through, like, that one cavern. And, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Alright, so after killing everything in the ocean and battling Grimsley, probably a few too many times, we're going to have defeated 500 Dark and 500 Water-type Pokemon, which means that we can move on to the next part of the quest once I get back to the Galar region. That part of the quest is talking to Mustard once more, and Mustard is no. We have to capture 250 Dark types and 250 Water types. Okay, that's fine. Well, I guess now I get to start chipping away at that Melmetal quest. Slowly but surely. Well, we'll get there. Alright, so it's been some time later, and I managed to catch 400 Melmetals, 250 Dark types, and obviously the Water types weren't that hard, but I mainly just stayed on Route 15 here in Alola. It's got the Alolan Raticates, which are Dark types, and you know, a lot of Water types, and also Meltans, which was useful for catching Meltans. And I thought to myself, maybe I was being a little bit hard on the designers for making it so that you had to catch 400 Meltan, because that's what it is in Pokemon Go. You need 400 candies, which It's more like 100 Meltan, but I don't need to get into that. But I thought maybe they made the catch rate pretty easy for catching a Meltan. So I went to my Ultra Ball, and then I waited for a Meltan to come up, and if we wait here, we've got my Magic Ball activated, and considering how, you know, they are mythical, maybe they made the catch rate pretty easy to catch 400 of them, and I'm still lording on because we still haven't found... Oh, there's a Meltan. 20% catch rate on these guys. That's just so cruel and unusual punishment to make it so that you have to catch 400 of them whenever using an Ultra Ball has a 20% catch rate with the Magic Ball fully upgraded. Otherwise it would be like 10 with an Ultra Ball. You can see how few times these guys actually come up, and it's just so dreadful. I mean, sometimes it gets up to like 24, but then that's still a 1 in 4 chance. So yeah, in order to complete those quests, I blew through 5,000 Master Balls. But we did get a Melmetal whenever we completed the quest, so I guess it was worth it. But now we can head back over to the Isle of Armor, where we can talk to Mustard in the dojo, and Mustard says a bunch of things, but now we finally have access to the Tower of Waters and the Tower of Darkness. And I'm going to start with the Tower of Waters because that's what I started with whenever I did my Pokemon Sword playthrough on my own. Alright, we got the ladder pretty early on here. There's a lot of trainers in here meant it to stop our way, but I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. I mean, I guess I could activate some of the drugs to make this go a little bit faster, but we're doing pretty well. Okay, we've located the boss, and the boss is Dojo Master Mustard with his own Cub Fu, which is pretty tough, and we're done. Alright, so now we have defeated the Tower of Waters, and Cub Fu evolved into Urshifu Rapid Strike form. And now we can go over to the Tower of Darkness, and we're going to beat this one too. Alright, we found Dojo Master Mustard again, and he's got another Cub Fu. This one's a little bit less powerful because I didn't pick up as many chests along the way, but it does make it easier to defeat. And with that, we have Cub Fu that evolves into Urshifu Single Strike form. And now we need to talk to Mustard at one of the towers, and Mustard says a bunch of things, and I guess that's it. Unless there's something we can do in the battle. Oh, we can battle all the people again. Well, this time Claire's got the Galarian Slowking, but doesn't have it in the back, which makes me think she's not going to Dynamax it. Also, she has 5 Mons, but I think when her end team is, she normally only has 4. So what's her last Mon? Okay, she has both Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking. Probably because they didn't make, like, the, whatever it's called, the Elite Tournament, the Galar Cup Tournament, whatever it's called. Alright, Avery finishes with Galarian Slowking, and basically has the same team as before. Now we get to fight Honey, and Honey has a pretty powerful team in the main game, not gonna lie. Starting off with that Galarian Darmanitan into Gallade into a Salazzle. She also have a Blissey somewhere in here, but now we get to fight a Togekiss. And G-Max Venusaur hits the field. Very, very neat. And G-Max Blastoise as well. Okay, so they just cut out the Blissey in order to make room for the 2 G-Maxes, but that was cool. Now we get to fight Mustard one last time. I wonder if they cut out one of his Pokemon in order to make room for the 2 Gigantamax Urshifu. Seems like they did, but I can't remember which one they did. But we get to fight both G-Max Urshifu forms here. And yeah, with that, it seems we have completely completed the Isle of Armor DLC. And I'm going to be honest with you, I know I said that this was the last one at the start of this video, but I am heckin' tired, and I need to edit everything that I've got already. Didn't see how much footage I have. I think I have enough for a full episode. And then in the next one, we'll move on to the Crown Tundra. And maybe they'll update the game a little bit while we're doing the Crown Tundra DLC to include another Mega Quest or something like that. I kid you not, while I was editing this episode, they released another update which adds a sub-region and more megas and a bunch of other things. So we're definitely going to be good for the next episode to have a full episode. But I'm afraid that this is going to have to be it for this episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, maybe consider leaving a like on the video, and even consider subscribing, because both of those things help me out an absolute ton. And yeah, expect another Pokeclicker video in like maybe a week and a half. I've got some other stuff to do in between Pokeclicker videos, but it will be coming around the mountain at some point in the near future. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.